Hey YouTube, how's it going? I hope you're having a great week. It's Friday, so the weekend's really close. Oh gosh, I forgot I had my glasses on. Look at all this reflection. Okay, let me take those off. I'm so new at all this. I hope you can bear with me. I thought this week I would show you how to use a Gelli pad to print some prints and maybe do some photo transfers. I've been doing them on Instagram quite a bit lately, and I've had a lot of questions, and it's a pretty cool process. And I guess like the main thing with the photo transfers is people keep saying they're trying to do it and it's not working and they're having a lot of trouble. And I just want to say that I have trouble too. So you are not alone. It's like a labor of love. You have to do several transfers sometimes to get one that comes out well. I've read sometimes it can be because of the weather, the humidity, your paint's too thick, your paint's too thin. There's all kinds of factors that go into it. There's probably a lot of science behind it. I don't know any of that. I'm just here messing around, you know, trying to get it to work. Last week or so, I made a couple, I don't know, well, you can see these. This was like an actual picture of a cat, but somehow I really just got this outline. It barely, you can barely see like the face. I had these cute little sheep. They transferred kind of well. The words transferred, but you know, it's not like amazing or anything. So, you know, it's all trial and error. I don't mind so much because I tend to use these like in collage work later. I'll, you know, cut this up. I might draw over the top of it. This is on really thin copy paper. So sometimes I just do it on copy paper. For one reason, like when I do a collage, it's not so thick. Here's another one I did. These are two perfectly beautiful faces. There's something going on with my Gelli pad in this one spot. I don't know what's happening, but it's like the ink does not go on smoothly there, and I always get this weird blobby shape. I don't know what's going on. I might need to get a new Gelli pad. But you can kind of see the faces. So, you know, it's something. It's not perfect. You know, I watched the actual Gelli artist on the Gelli Arts Instagram page, and they're just like beautiful every time they do it. I don't know if they're having the same problem we are, you know, where they're doing 5 or 6 of them and one comes out good and that's the one they're showing us, or if they just have, you know, some skills and knowledge that we're lacking. But it's a lot of trial and error. So if you're trying to use a Gelli pad, don't get discouraged. Just keep trying. But after I get done talking here, I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple prints. I'll make a couple of prints for you, and you can kind of watch how I do it, and I'll talk through what I'm doing and how it's working and everything. All right, so stay tuned for that in just a minute. Thanks. Okay, so first things first is you're going to need some photographs. Well, I'm using magazine cutouts. I don't know. There's different things you can use, and I know you can do it with photographs, but I'm not sure if they have to be printed on special paper. So I'm just going to use these. I think I got most of them out of Oprah magazine. And just to let you know, I'm filming this and recording it on my cell phone, so I hope the quality is good enough. But here we go. So you want pictures that have high contrast. I'm not sure if this one's going to have enough contrast, but I've had pretty good luck with faces, so I'm going to try it. She's beautiful, of course, but she's got really, really white teeth and really, really white eyes and these nice dark eyelashes and everything, so I think she'll work out. Let's see. I've got another picture. Again, there's some contrast with this dark sweater and kind of her lighter hair and everything. We'll see how that goes. This one's got this nice dark hair with this white sweater, and of course she's got nice white teeth and everything. Of course everybody in a magazine does, but that'll help give some contrast to the colors. And then I've got this one. We'll see how she turns out. She's got kind of this black right here. Not a ton of contrast, but we'll see if it works. So okay, we've got that. So you're going to need some, if you're doing this, you're going to need some pictures. You can definitely do words. Sometimes they print out backwards. Sometimes they don't though. I'm not sure what I did. I have something that came out not backwards, but I just pulled this out of my trash just a second ago because I kind of liked what it said. I thought, oh, that'd be cool to put on. I've got this one. It's black and white. Sometimes the black and white works really well. We'll see. I don't know if I'll do all these right now. That's kind of a lot, so take up a lot of space. Let me set these aside. Here's my jelly plate. If you get a new jelly plate, it won't look so filthy. Mine's kind of stained. I've had it a long time. It's starting to get some little nicks and things in it. My kids have used it. My husband's used it. Printing is a really fun activity to do with your family. So if you get one of these jelly plates, you might have fun. They come in different sizes. There's like a small one. I think there's even a way bigger one. I would like to get some more, but I'm not going to do that right now. This one's still working pretty good. Okay, so the first step is you need two colors, like a really dark color and a really light color, so you get good contrast. I've had the most success using the black so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just using this cheap apple barrel craft paint that I got at Walmart. You also need some rollers to roll the paint out. I'm going to pause this for a second because I forgot to grab those, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here I am. I'm back. I got this black paint. It's getting a little... My basement studio has been really cold, and I'm worried some of my paint's getting too cold and it's changing its consistency, which is not good. Okay, so I've got these little baby rollers today. I'm not sure I've ever used these before. I got them from a friend who didn't need them anymore. Oh, they're kind of nice. I like them. Okay, so the black you're going to put on, doesn't need to be super thick. I think it's probably better when it's not too thick, but it also needs to be good coverage and a little bit thicker than the second coat we're going to use. You want to make sure you cover the entire jelly plate. Sometimes I get roller marks in there, and that's just going to happen. I don't think I can get rid of them. I probably need better rollers, but I just like to work with what I have, you know. This is kind of one of my side hobby things I like to do. It's kind of weird when your job is your hobby, and then you have to do more of your job to relax, but this is one of the things I kind of do to relax. Okay, I think I'm going to try this lady first, because I just think she's beautiful. I'm going to put her down on here, and it's going to kind of just suction on. And I tend to be doing this more to make collage papers, so a lot of times I will take extra things and just sort of add them on. I'm not looking for this to be an end product that I'm going to use. It's going to be something that's going to be transformed again into something else, so I like to do that. So you could leave it like this and then just make sure this is pushed down really well. A lot of people will take another paper or a scrap paper. I've been using this one a lot. And you can put it over it to get rid of some of that paint around the image if you want. Take a clean roller it down. That'll get a good seal with the magazine paper underneath, hopefully. This may not come out because sometimes, like I said, it just doesn't. And that's part of the fun, I guess. You don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get a partial transfer. Sometimes you don't get anything at all. That's the most disappointing. But since I use this mostly for doing collage work, it's not a big deal. Okay, so this just took this ink that's kind of around here off. I'm just going to set this aside because I'll probably use it again in a few minutes. So now that this is down, I hope it's been down long enough, you can kind of peel up an edge and see if it looks like it's transferred. It's kind of like I'm getting these lines, but I don't see. There we go. Oh, this one's coming out pretty good, I think. I can see her face. Still a little bit gloppy there, but that can happen. So I might have had a little too much paint maybe, because you can see, I don't know, it just looks kind of like it's bubbling up a little bit there. This is what it looks like after you peel it off. I'm just gonna throw that in the trash and see if my words transferred. Kinda. Okay. So this is the crucial step here. Once you get this done, you have to sit here and let this paint dry all the way. This was a mistake I made in the beginning. I would just go on top of it with my lighter color right away and I wouldn't wait. So we're just gonna wait it out until it dries. I think I'll go ahead and just pause this so that you don't have to sit here and watch paint dry. That does not sound fun. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. All right, we're back and it's completely dry now, the black paint, so I can go ahead with the next step. One of the things I've found is the second step does better with like a matte, and you want to do a light color. And I've also found that the more translucent paints don't seem to work as well as the ones that are more opaque. I'm not really sure why that is. Now this layer is going to need to be thinner than the black for sure. And this is also another tricky thing. And if you're smart, which I guess I'm not always, you would probably get the paint to come out like on the side on a scrap paper or something and then roll it on here. But I like to just put it on, but then sometimes I get too much and then that kind of messes me up. So be careful of that. Don't squeeze your bottle too hard. And then you're just gonna roll this out. And you could use more than one color. You don't have to use just one color for this layer, as long as it's lighter than the black. And I'm a little worried that I might have gotten too much paint on here for this. So what I'm gonna do is take this scrap paper I have, and I'm just gonna roller some of the paint off real quick. Sorry I can't show you what I'm doing, but I'm just rollering that off. Got some of this paint off. And I'm going to go back over this and kind of see if it just picks up a little bit of it, smears it around a little more. I'm still getting kind of those roller lines. And you can see sometimes I've got these little imperfections in my jelly plate now. Now this layer we want to keep wet. We don't want to let it dry before we do the transfer. So that's also an issue. You have to kind of gauge it just right. You want to get a nice thin layer, but you don't want to take so long doing that it completely dries out. I'm okay with a lot of the imperfections, like I said, because I'm doing this more for collage work later. And I also just kind of like imperfections, I guess. I'm going to use some copy paper again to do this print. So you've got this, it's still damp. If you wanted to make a real print where it's lined up really well, you'd have to be real careful about placing the paper on there. Once the paper's on, that's it. You can't move it around at all. I've seen that Gelli Arts has a cool little, like a ruler thing that will help you line up your paper so that the print will come out exactly in the middle. And I think that's really cool. I'd like to get that one day too. Just in case I want to start making prints that I'm going to use just as a print. Now this stage, you're gonna really want to push this paper in, make sure it's like sucking up all the paint. You could also use a roller. I've only got my 2 rollers here with paint on them, so I don't want to use those. But if you had a clean roller, you could roller it and really get it down good. A lot of people use baby wipes to clean off the paint from the rollers and from the jelly pad when they're done. I've done that. It works pretty well. I don't have any today, so I'm kind of just winging it here with the old t-shirt that I'm going to get wet and just wipe everything off with. Okay, so I've kind of got this pushed down pretty well, I think. And this is the moment of truth. Will the print come out or not? We shall see. So then you just get a corner. It's going to be a little bit hard to peel off because it's, like I said, it's like sectioned on. Oh, I think it's going to work. Oh, yay. There's nothing worse than trying to show people how it works and then it doesn't work. So there is that one. It came out pretty good. I like it. You can really see her face well. I don't know why, but I'm kind of obsessed with doing the faces. And her hair looks cool. It has all this weird texture in it from the bubbly paint. And you can still see some of the white that came through. Okay, so that's that one. I hope that helps you understand the process behind it. I can't really read the words super well. I don't think they came out as good, but I don't really mind. I think it'll look cool in a collage somewhere. All right, I'm gonna pause this and wash my jelly plate. Blah, I can barely talk here. You can see like most of the paint came off, but there's still kind of a thin layer. And so if I don't wipe this off, it'll just transfer later onto the other, the next print I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause this and wash it off, and I'll be back to show you another one. Okay, I'm back and we're gonna start the process again. We'll see if it comes out. This is still a little bit damp from my t-shirt here. I'm just gonna kind of sop up that dampness because I don't want to make my paint any more wet than it already is. And I think I might have missed a couple spots, but I'm not too worried about it because, like I said, this isn't like professional stuff I'm trying to do here. I think I might try this girl next. Yeah, she'll fit on there. Okay, I'm gonna set her back up here and get my black paint out. I'm gonna glob some on. Try to be careful and not get quite as much as last time, maybe. Well, we'll see how it goes. Okay. Now I've got this roller. I'm gonna go ahead and roller out this black. And this kind of takes a little bit of time to cover everything and get it even, or do your best at least. Okay, so that part is done. I'm gonna go ahead and get her face on here. I'm gonna just try to get as much of this on the jelly pad as I can. I probably would have done it the other way, except I'm trying to film it so I can show it on YouTube, and I have to have the camera in the right direction. Okay, you'll have to excuse my allergies. We've had really high winds here in New Mexico the last couple of days, and it really just does a number on my allergies. Okay, so I've got this down pretty flat. Oops. Oh, here's the sheep I did in one of those prints I showed you earlier, except they were bigger, of course. So let's see, I've got this again. It's already dry. I'm gonna go ahead and just stick this here and sop up some of that paint around the sides, so I don't have quite as much of a border. You could leave it there and then you just have a really black border around your picture, and that would be fine too. I've done that before. Another thing you have to worry about if you have pets is you get cat hair or dog hair in there, and that will print too. I've had that happen. It's hard to avoid. Okay, so I think that's probably pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and pull off this scrap paper I've got. This is feeling like it's on pretty good. I'm just gonna go over it and make sure it's nice and stuck on. Try to wait a few minutes. It's hard to wait. I always want to just pull it off right away and see what happened. but I do want to give it time to make sure it absorbs well and transfers. All right, let's see. This one's nice because it's got this extra piece down here. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it up. Oh, I see her mouth and her nose. Wow, I'm really lucky today. Like, things are transferring really well. Usually I don't have this much luck. It'll be, maybe I'll do like 5 of them and 1 will come out really well, but this is pretty lucky today. I must have a good humidity in the air or something. Okay, so we're gonna let this dry again. I don't know if you can see it with the light, but there's the face. It came out pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this and I'll be back once it's dry and see you in a minute. Well, this is just about dry. I did want to mention real quick about the magazines, the pictures that I'm using. These are from like Oprah magazine, and I don't know what else, maybe like a health or maybe a food magazine, I don't know. But the magazine isn't super thick, the pages. I've found that the really expensive magazines that have real thick glossy pictures don't transfer as well. I thought it would be the opposite, so I was kind of disappointed, but you might want to look for magazines that have the thinner paper and try that if that's an issue you're having. Okay, so she is dry. I think I'm gonna maybe do a couple of colors on her. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of pink, a couple of dabs of pink. I don't know. And maybe add a little bit of this orange. I just love apricot. It's a pretty color. And I didn't wash my, I probably need a little more than that. I didn't wash my ruler, so I kind of want to keep the colors sort of similar. It just makes it faster. If you have to wash the ruler in between every one, it kind of slows me down. So I'm just going to kind of mix in that pink a little bit, get this spread out. This is really thin. I think this is going to be a good amount. I'll get this part a little bit. I might even have a little, not quite enough paint. Let me see. I think it'll be okay. So we're just going to roller it. Let me see. Missing a little bit here. See if I can kind of get some of the lines out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so before that dries, I better hurry because it's thin. I'm going to grab a piece of copy paper again. I do use other papers. I've used mixed media paper. I've even used tissue paper. That one can be a little hard because it'll rip, but it still looks cool. Okay. So I got that on there. Now I'm just going to smooth it down and let it soak up all that paint. You can kind of get an idea when it's ready to pull off because when you've rubbed it down, the jelly print, or the jelly plate, I mean, actually almost makes an indentation into the paper. You can kind of feel it because it's suctioning so hard to the paper. I think it just gives it a little bit of an indentation. So I really want this one to come out because it looked like it would and it was going to be really good. I hope it will. We will see. Okay. Trying not to rush because I get too excited and then I want to just peel that paper off, see what's underneath. Okay. It's probably pretty good. So I'm going to peel it off slowly because it's really suctioned on good. Here we go. And see an eye. It's interesting today because I'm getting a lot of white spots. So I'm thinking like I didn't get the paint on quite, no, I don't want to say thick enough, but maybe I missed some spots. Like it didn't really get in there good. It still looks pretty cool. kind of shiny. I can see her eyes and her nose and her mouth at least. It almost looks like she's looking through like cellophane or something, which is a little kind of scary, but might be good for more of a Halloweenish kind of collage or something a little ghostish, which I like making around the holidays, kind of fun. So there, that's the second one. Yeah, I think maybe I'll stop there. That's probably enough for you to get an idea. And I also don't want to push my luck because I'll probably get one that doesn't come out. But that's all part of it too. So I hope this helps anybody out there who's trying to do this. And, you know, ask me some questions if you have any. I don't mind answering them. I love talking to people on social media. It's fun. And I like teaching people and helping people do creative things. So you're not bothering me at all if you want to ask some questions. I would love to hear from you. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.